Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Freelo podcast. I am your host with the other two co-hosts. I'm Cole. There's Sahil. We got Mind the Karma, Nick. I'm Cosmix. I don't know if you know me. You might know me. I don't know.
Guy?
Who's that guy? Yeah. But we are here with the one and only MegD. Hi.
Yo, what's up? What's up?
Not much. So we're gonna be going over a lot of topics today. A lot of stuff that we probably clickbaited in the title, but some stuff that we're also going over. We got the Walking Dead crossover too that actually released pretty recently. Just gonna give our thoughts, and we have some hot takes on that crossover. I know that. Then we're gonna be talking about the Munin Sigs. So it's currently Tuesday, and they revealed the signatures and stats of the new legend Munin. So we're gonna be talking about that and our thoughts on her in general, if she's gonna be good or not, especially from two pros and a semi-pro. Well, Karma, you're like a semi-pro, so I guess it's a good opinion. Sal, you're bad.
Bro, what? Bro.
Okay, Karma beat like Ultra or like Wubs once, right? Didn't you say that, Nick?
What? Okay, once.
Once out of like 50 times.
That's semi-pro. You're
no
fine.
Way. There's no way.
I can see him beating Ultra.
I am not a semi-pro. Don't even say that. I'm not.
Fine.
I've literally
You're a ranked
I haven't
nutter.
played the game in like a month.
Okay.
That's like saying, oh yeah, I beat Karma, I'm a micro pro.
Yo. Yeah.
That's fair.
I know
That's
what you
fair.
got- I know what you got. That is micro, Sal, but I won't. Get
Okay.
it.
We're gonna keep this PG for now until later. Stay tuned. It's gonna get real hot, real soon. No. But we're also gonna be talking about Obey Brawlhalla montage. Just gonna do a little quick shout out to that. Just talk about that a little bit, and then we're gonna get into the little MegD questions. We got who is the MegD? Where did MegD come from? You know, the backstory. What is MegD? Who is MegD? Who I don't know. Then we got how did MegD go pro? So we're going to talk about your journey going pro, what it was like, what challenges you faced and whatnot. And yeah, at the end, we got to figure out what MegD means. Is it MegD's nuts? Is it just MegD? Who knows?
Dizzle?
MegDizzle?
We actually have it written in the notes for this podcast. What does MegD
Yeah.
mean? And then we have
What-
parentheses MegD's nuts.
MegD nuts,
Yeah. So we'll figure it out. Okay.
Yes, tune into that to find out.
Exactly. Tune in to the end. So I guess without further ado, before we get into it, I just gotta mention we got sponsored. Okay, we got a little sponsor, little in the corners. So yeah, if you're on YouTube, then you'll notice that there's a little sponsorship in the corner. Those sponsors might change. If you like what you see, check it out in the link down below in the description. If you're on Spotify or YouTube or like Apple Music or I don't know any other platform that isn't YouTube, then hop over to YouTube, check out those sponsors. Maybe they interest you, maybe they don't. Who knows? Give it a chance. Okay, now let's get into it. First thing, the Walking Dead crossover. So I think out of all of us here, I think Nick, you've got the hottest opinion, so I'm gonna let you go first.
No.
Ladies
I mean,
first.
No. So here's the thing, right? Is
Mhm.
I've actually watched The Walking Dead. I was only like 2 seasons in, so I wasn't like a big fan of it.
Yeah.
So when it first came out, the first Walking Dead one, it was actually pretty cool, right? But I think a lot of people, I think it got a lot of backlash and not a lot of views just due to the fact that it's like a part 2 kind of thing. So I think the standards for what crossovers. Here's the thing, right? Brawlhalla or BMG or whatever Ubisoft, they've kind of set like a standard. They set the bar, right?
Yeah.
They did stuff with
Kung Fu Panda. Yeah, crazy.
You can't beat Kung Fu Panda, all right? Like that's probably one of the most banger movies I've ever seen, all right?
Yeah. Well, if they did How to Train Your Dragon,
Yeah, stuff like that. Like they got all of
Brawlhalla,
the,
please
the
listen. Please do
bangers
How to
from
Train
our
Your Dragon.
childhoods and all that,
Yeah.
But I think what people didn't really like, it was just like, oh, they're kind of extending one a little too far, doing like a part 2 and such.
We're kind of stretching it.
So I think
yeah.
my take on it was kind of underwhelming, but also, I mean, it's pretty cool. You get new skins and all that,
Mhm.
right? But everyone, on Twitter before they announced the part 2, they're just like, ooh, next crossover is probably what other animated movies are from like DreamWorks or stuff like that. They're just guessing a ton of different movies. So I think it was kind of underwhelming. And even the YouTube views on it, I mean, I compared them. They are a lot lower to all the other crossovers. So I think they're probably tracking that too. But that's kind of my take on it. Personally, I wasn't a big fan of it. But I like Negan, though. He looks pretty cool. I like that skin.
The skins themselves, I think, are phenomenal. But
Yeah.
the idea of The Walking Dead. By the way, I like how you kind of explained your opinions so like nice and whatnot. If I was making a YouTube video, I'd be like, "They're shit," you know, like just clickbait. But like, and you're like, "Nah, they could have done a bit better." Nah, this crossover shit. If you're comparing it to other crossovers, you're gonna make them on a tier list. Crossover's cool. We've seen The Walking Dead before. I'd rather WWE 3 than The Walking Dead 2, in my personal opinion. It's not it, Chief. It's just my
Yeah,
take.
That's not it. That's
I feel
it's
like-
not it.
I agree, but I think it's also because of the target. It's like, think about it. Most people probably like Kung Fu Panda. They grew up watching Panda, WWE. I don't know about you guys. I know Cole did. I grew up watching WWE, so you know. I don't know a lot of people that grew up watching The Walking Dead or even have watched The Walking Dead. You know what I mean? So just like the fact that they don't even know the characters. I don't know the characters. Like you'd say, oh yeah, Negan's cool. I'm like, okay, who's Negan? Like, you know
Who
what I
is
mean?
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know who
Yeah.
that is. So
Honestly-
just the fact that not a lot of people haven't watched it.
I feel like the people that play Brawlhalla, honestly, are like not the target audience for the people who watch The Walking Dead. It's like different.
1000%.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, it's not even like the crossover is bad. It's just that that's not the target audience, so they
Yeah.
don't receive it that well.
I also think like for if there's Brawlhalla devs listening or anyone associated with Brawlhalla or Ubisoft, I think if you're gonna take some advice, crossovers in general look really good for a brand, but if you're doing a crossover of something a bit more niche, you're gonna make your overall audience like smaller, right? Like if you do Kung Fu Panda, I don't think I could like if I went around random people on the street, I bet you like almost all of them have seen Kung Fu Panda. It would be pretty hard not to find someone who's seen Kung Fu Panda. But like,
Also,
what were we gonna say? Sorry.
you just got to look at their target audience as well. That's
Yeah,
what
that's
that
that's
as well as-
yeah, that's basically what I'm saying.
Yeah, and you know, like they're mainly catering towards kids and young adults.
Well, The
and,
Walking
that's
Dead
kind
is
of what-
mostly like adults.
The Walking Dead's like
Are you getting its rating online right now?
Oh no, sorry. Some random audio just came in my ear. I was like, what the heck was that? It was a Twitch thing that just went off. Sorry, where was I? I was talking about the. That was so random.
Hey, I was so
thought you-
confused. You just like
was
stared
like-
into nothing. I was like, what is he
I
thinking?
thought he was looking something up.
no, because I
and was
thought it was
like, oh,
coming
let's
from
wait for
your.
it.
I thought it was coming from your stream, and I was
Oh.
like, what was that? But, anyways, I mean, here's the thing, right? I think it's kind of a good and bad thing at the same time because they've set the standard so high for crossovers
For sure.
that people aren't really liking the Walking Dead one. But I just feel like having a part 2 of a crossover, like how long ago was the first one? Like was it?
Yeah.
Was it back to back or?
No,
was
no,
that
no.
just,
The
like-
first one was 2020, like October. So it was about a year separation. It's not
It's
back
just
to back.
like, just I don't know. You shouldn't bring it back when you already done it. You know.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say like, if you're gonna pick brands to do crossovers with and whatnot, like if you do it for a TV show, I think it's really good PR and it makes Brawlhalla look good. But the point that Brawlhalla is at now, it's not gonna bring new people to the game, right? Everyone that watched The Walking Dead, like they've either tried Brawlhalla before or they're just not going to play Brawlhalla, in my opinion. But if you do something like Kung Fu Panda, you get kids who want to play these characters. It's a lot more different, right? There was so much hype with Kung Fu Panda when that released. Like that was one of the most hype crossovers I think Brawlhalla's ever released. And I think it's the same thing with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies, I'm not going to lie, those Michael Bay ones, I didn't watch them. I don't know that many people who watched them. They didn't do well on Rotten Tomatoes. No one my generation, and I think younger, really grew up with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So, like, the audience for that, too, and at least with views on YouTube, that crossover didn't get that popular on YouTube. I didn't feel the same hype that, like, Kung Fu Panda did. Or WWE 1, I thought was really cool when the first one came. Even the second one was pretty cool. Obviously, people are like, why are you doing a second one? But, like, I thought it was cool. I got Macho Man, I believe. I think he came out in the second one. But then like other crossovers too. Adventure Time, perfect.
That one
Like-
was like one of the best ones. Yeah.
So good. Steven Universe as well, perfect. Like setting the bar so high, but like The Walking Dead, it's like, okay, if you're trying to do it for good PR, I get it, but like why them over others? I don't know.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's just weird. Anyways, let's just get into the next topic because that was kind of a short one. Munin.
You
Oh.
hop into it real
Mhm.
quick. I want to add, like, I think when it comes to the crossovers and such, is it still a debate right now about the whole like crossovers being OP and stuff? Like, is that still like an
I
issue?
don't think it's a
Like,
debate. I think it's a fact.
no. You know how
Okay,
people like
that-
there's
that-
like I think it was like a Val crossover and you couldn't even see like what direction they were
Mhm.
going. in.
Devon,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that still a thing? Like, should we save that for next podcast? Because supposedly that was a big thing. I think for the last few months, it's been like a big talk.
I'm down to talk about it right now, just a little bit.
I
mean-
feel like it always comes up when like a new crossover comes up.
Yeah, it does. It happens every single time. I haven't seen
Mhm.
much with
Yeah.
the Walking Dead one though, so maybe they're being more.
Oh, I've already
Like,
complained to MegD before.
Oh, you already
Yeah.
complained about
Okay,
it.
yeah,
then let's
so-
talk about it.
Okay. I'll go first because MegD, I think you and I share opinions, and you'll let me know after. But like, I think crossovers in general, like, I understand why they're in the game. I'm not complaining that they're in competitive, and I get why they can't change them very easily because you have to deal with all these networks and get permission and whatnot. But like with crossovers, every time a new crossover comes out, Brawlhalla pros and competitive players, we memorize the sound effects, the startup animation. We memorize these things over time. And like a legend like, I don't know, like Jayin. Jayin's been out for a year and a half now. So at this point, I've memorized the side sig. I know exactly what it sounds like, what it looks like, what to look out for, where the hitboxes are. When there's a new crossover, yes, it's the same character, but the sound effect is completely different. I need to train my brain to remember that. Same with the animation, right? Like, I'll see the startup animation of a character, and I have no idea what they're doing, and it's a new sound. Like, I don't know which signature it is. Another good example of this is for Lord Vrax. His Lance neutral sig, side sig, and down sig, the animations are almost identical. Like, it's such a small change to be able to tell them apart, and it's so difficult that way. So, like, when a new crossover comes out, I don't think the crossover themselves is an issue, but the fact that you can use it in competitive immediately, it gives you an advantage.
Yeah, it just definitely, I feel like it does have a competitive advantage if you're using a crossover skin, especially if it's like new and people are not used to it, or if like the effect is like just a bit weird or broken, like Stevani's side sig where she turns invisible when she
Yeah.
sigs, like
That's
stuff like
broken.
that. Or like Xavier Woods, like the Bodvar and sig, like the hitbox just doesn't really match with the animation at all. So stuff like that just gives you a competitive advantage. And yeah, it's probably a problem. But I don't know. I honestly don't know what the solution is to fixing it because they don't want to like make it so that you can't use a crossover in competitive because they want to show
Yeah.
them off.
Exactly.
I would say if you're going to do a fix, obviously they can't really touch Stevani and Xavier Woods very much without a lot of work with networks. But I think when crossover skins come out, I think they should be banned from competitive for like a month. Just to let people adapt, learn, understand exactly what they are and what they do. Because imagine a crossover comes out, there's no balance patch, and it's like the week of a tournament. Like how ridiculous that is, because your opponents will not memorize the sound effects and animations of these characters. I was playing with you, MegD, and like we were sparring Cody Travis and Phazon. We were about to like win a game, and Cody Travis fully charges a side sig on Jayin. And I look at the replay file after the Jayin, this dude, it's the Negan like crossover. He's standing still. I have no idea what he's about to do. The sound effect is quiet, so I've got no idea what's gonna happen. And he fully charged it and hit me with it. I was like, what? It's just
Yeah,
I think
that
that's
must
just
be
a skill issue.
pretty tilting. Yeah, it sounds
Yeah.
like a skill issue. But
Yeah.
okay.
well, you brought up a good point, right? You know, because obviously when they make these crossovers, they create these deals with these networks, right? So to go back to this network and say, hey, I want to go back on our deal and change up the crossover, I don't think that'd be a good look. You know, they probably signed.
They just can't do that.
things
It's
and
so
such. You
much
just
work.
can't
Straight
do
up,
it.
you can't do that.
Right, but I think I've started to notice a trend when it came to crossovers. Is most crossovers they do? I mean, some of them like they kind of use not dead brands or TV shows, but they use like for instance Kung Fu Panda, for instance, right? How old's Kung Fu Panda like the franchise and when's
A
the last time
while, but they
someone
could still be
really
working
used
on it.
You know, Ninja Turtles. You don't see Ninja Turtles. On
Okay,
TV.
I agree with
You don't
that
see
one. That
Kung
one's
Fu
weird.
Panda on TV. You don't see. Well, here's the thing. You do see Steven Universe. Steven.
No,
Universe
it's
still
done.
running,
The show's
and-
done. Same with
See, it's
Adventure
done.
Time.
It's same with Adventure Time. It's like they're like using like
not dead brands, but dead or not running any more TV shows.
Yeah.
I mean, there probably could be a chance they could if it became a huge issue, where they could go to the networks because it's a lot more. They're probably a little more flexible since it's not a running show anymore.
It's
But,
just such like it's so much work to be like, okay, this is the change we want to make. You got to propose it to those brands, make sure they sign off on it and everything. It doesn't sound like a lot of work, but like the BMG devs, they're like, I don't know if it's fully owned by Ubisoft, but it's the publisher. Like, you need to go through Ubisoft, go through Ubisoft executives, make sure that this is all permitted. And it's just so much extra work for these devs to do.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they could just work on the next update. And they probably just
Yeah, I
keep
mean,
putting it off.
it's all speculation. We're saying we don't know the exact deal they had, but we can make clear assumptions just based off of like past experience and such.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, that kind of concludes like that first portion. I just kind of wanted to dive into that a little bit, but if you want to jump into Munin and talk about her and the whole reveal that was, I think it was yesterday. Right? Was it yesterday we got the first?
No, it was today.
reveal?
Maybe yesterday.
Today.
It's 11:58 p.m., so you can say yesterday in 2 minutes.
So 2 minutes. In 2 minutes it'll be yesterday.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of right. You know, it's yesterday somewhere.
Somewhere.
But yeah, tell us a bit about that. I wanna hear your kind of
My thoughts, or should we let MegD talk about it first?
I mean, I want to hear Sahil's as well because he's kind of like a plot, so I kind of want the plot perspective as well. You know.
What?
Just before we get into it.
This is rankism. What?
Yeah, it is.
Flat?
It is.
But
I
yeah,
like that rankism.
just before we get into it, I do just want to, like, for people watching who don't understand, so Munin is a new character that Brawlhalla announced like 2 or 3 weeks ago. They showed off like a little reveal trailer, but today they had the Tuesday dev stream, and on that dev stream they usually do reveals, and in this reveal they actually accidentally leaked the skins. I don't know if you guys saw that, but they mainly just showed off the signatures and stats of the character. So I guess we'll just go in order. First they showed the stats. I know MegD and I have different opinions on these stats. MegD, I'll let you go first.
Yeah, I think the stats are insane, and I think the weapon, like the 2 weapons he has, are like top tier weapons, like bow and sight. So just alone off having bow and sight and having those stats, I think the character is gonna be really good. And I guess we're gonna move into the SIGs. Yeah, I think the SIGs are like usually when a new character comes out, I feel like the SIGs, like recently for the recent characters, they usually just have good SIGs, like the newer the characters are. So I think the SIGs are like good, but they don't look like overly broken or anything, just good SIGs.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you on the first part. I think Munin isn't gonna be a good legend for a very long time. I think having bow and scythe as your weapons makes it extremely difficult to kill. Especially, we're gonna see a bow nerf by the time this character is even allowed in tournament. I don't think scythe is gonna get buffed anytime soon. I don't think it should get buffed anytime soon or nerfed. I think scythe's in a good spot, but like. Also, we didn't talk about the stats exactly. So the stats on this character I believe has 4 attack, 6 dexterity, 7 speed, or 5 attack, 6 dexterity, 7 speed, and 4 defense. So I think it's bad stats because I personally don't like having more dex than I have defense and attack. So I think that's kind of weird. The speed is definitely nice to have with those weapons, but like I guess bow with high dex can definitely like work and be better because you get those added combos, especially on like Koji and whatnot and higher decks. But like, I don't know. It's just if I have a legend that has bow and sight, I'm gonna be thinking, okay, this legend's probably gonna struggle with killing. Bow's not great at killing. Like it's good, but like it doesn't compare to hammer. I'd say it's like a bit better or a bit worse than sword. But yeah, I don't know. It's just the legend's going to struggle with killing and doesn't have a lot of force and doesn't have a lot of defense. You're going to have to really just beat your opponent in neutral if you want to win consistently. So that makes it hard.
So here, can we all agree
You go
here?
ahead, you go ahead.
Like, is Bo hard to punish? Is that why?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bo?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
really hard. So
Nair.
here's the issue, right? Is do you guys think, right? You know, we all can agree there maybe needs to be a bow nerf, right? Or maybe not a rework, but
MegD being a bone main
Right.
sweating in the background.
yeah.
I'd
But
say
here's the
it's
thing, right?
Bow is
Who's gonna
fine.
Who's
Sure.
gonna push out a brand new legend and then nerf him right off the bat? Think about that.
I think they're gonna be
Am I-
forced to.
JN?
If I'm a game developer and I push out Munin, and then all of a sudden, yeah, we're gonna nerf Munin in the first month, no one's gonna play it because they're gonna think it's trash. Simple as that.
Isn't that
you
kind of
know,
what
I
happened
just
with
don't
JN?
think-
Great sword.
Like, yeah, you can nerf the SIGs and such, but I'm talking about just bow as a weapon. You know, it's like
Obviously, they don't. Obviously, they care about how many people are playing a new character, but I think that they should care more about balance than actual like legend releases. Like to let a legend release affect how the game is balanced at a professional level, I think that is incredibly biased, especially to a Lance main that doesn't get a new legend BMG very
This
often.
guy, man.
Bro,
I know.
Vector is the last legend, and Vector released
That's good.
when? Like 2019? It's been
You know
like
why?
2.5
Because no one
years.
likes Lance.
Yeah, I know that, and I'm
No one
sad.
likes Lance. No one likes people who play Lance. No one likes anything to do with.
Bro,
Lance.
the biggest Brawlhalla YouTuber was a Lance main, Shorpy, and it's still not played. Like, why? Oh, I'm sad. No one plays it at a
Bad
pro
weapon.
level either. Like Stingray tried, and just like, yeah, nah.
the clickbait on this video is gonna be Koslik's cries over Lance.
Cries about
That's what
Lance,
it's gonna
yep.
be here. You know.
I'm happy to keep the spot as best Lance player in the world, but like, it's sad, dude. I've been a pro for 5 years, and no one has even challenged me. They'll pick up Lance for 1 or 2 tournaments, and then just leave.
We'll see when like Lance are back. I don't know, like who's that guy? Spectre. He's pretty good, man.
Yeah, but he's not a Lance main, he's an Axe main.
Yeah, but his Elgrim's pretty good.
He also plays top
Wesley?
8 once. Wesley
Wesley.
hasn't played Lance in like the past like
Wesley.
year. I don't know. I haven't seen him on
Oh,
Lance in a
really?
while.
What? That's just not
What?
true.
Is it not true? He didn't play it last tourney.
I was like, I
No,
thought that was.
There's definitely been tourneys where he didn't play it, but there have also been ones where he did.
Oh, no,
I
he-
saw him playing Scarlet.
He's the only player that like I can actually say can contest it, but until lands happen, he's got nothing under his belt. No offense. Like Fiend has some stuff, but even Fiend doesn't do well at lands and ones compared to like top 8 players.
What's the South American, right?
Yeah. And SA is really good as a region. It's just like
They're all good.
there's
Regions.
just not enough like tournaments now.
Okay,
It's
that's a hot
been
take.
a
They're
while.
all good regions.
I mean, if you want to trigger a region, go ahead. Tell me what the worst region in Brawlhalla is.
okay, I don't
Japan.
wanna
It's
trigger
not
it.
even
Yeah.
triggered. Like it's just that's the answer. It's Japan.
Yeah, like it's just a
Wait,
fact.
really?
Yeah, there's no pros out of Japan. There's no tournaments.
Well, they don't have tournaments.
Yeah, like that's just
Yeah.
a fact.
Here, let me take a look at like what tourney do you think Wesley played Lance? Like, do you want me to check like summer champs? That's the most recent.
I guess, yeah. There was the
pulling
invitational.
out the
Oh, they didn't
I'm
have one,
pulling it
right?
out. They didn't
They
have
didn't
an
have an
invitational.
invitational.
Wesley placed 4th. He played. Okay, no, he played Lance in the last game that he lost. He lost with Artemis and Ulgrim, but he played Koji first. Let me see the other games.
Was that more of a pocket pick though? 'Cause
He beat
I
Lopez.
roll it.
No, he beat Lopez 3-2, but he lost on the Ulgrim and then played Volkov. Okay.
And he won.
And he
Wow.
won. He lost to Ackerman. I'm guessing it's an Attack on Titan reference. He didn't even play Lance. He played Lance like 1 or 2 games in top 8. I can check top 32. Like, he
Yeah,
is a
I know
really good
he's
Lance
really
player.
good.
Like, just because he's playing
Yeah.
something else doesn't mean he's not a good Lance player. It's just like,
Wouldn't say Lance man, yeah.
yeah, it's just Axe, Koji. Like,
I mean, to be fair, I know a lot of Lance mains who are steering away from Lance because it's just straight up a bad weapon, and I see why. It's just that you refuse to do it. So
It's not bad.
It's not that bad.
It's not bad.
it's about on the same page as like Blasters are right now. It's like
just that
it's
there's so
playable.
many-
It's just not in meta.
yeah, dude, but there's so many balance patches where it was trash. Like you, like not last.
Oh, it was
season,
trash.
BTX.
It was trash.
Yeah, and you didn't switch off it. Most people who like play a certain weapon and it's like absolute trash for a certain patch, they switch off it.
I still can't get over Stingray swapped off Lance while Lance was the best weapon in the game. Like summer champ last year, the guy played Bryn against me. Why? Dude, Lance had like Nair combo, or it didn't have Nair combos, but it had Silent Recovery and Old Nair. Like it was so broken.
You just didn't want to go Lance against you, though.
Bro, like I was the only one playing Lance last summer, and they still nerfed it as hard as they did. Crazy.
Yeah, here in winters of this year, Wesley won, and he played Ulgrim the entire grand finals.
Okay, that's good.
Nice.
That's crazy though. Winters was
the same
9 months or
now?
like 7 or 8 months ago.
No, that's not
Yeah, but I
correct.
think Lance was pretty much the same, or maybe like
Similar.
one or
Oh
two
no,
games.
Lance was bad during Winters. That's surprising you won. The Nair on Lance didn't have momentum again. It was still like BCX Lance, I believe.
Were you bad or Lance?
Lance was bad,
Oh.
but he just won in Brazil, so maybe.
No, I'm just pulling you.
No, Brazil's a good region. It's just like they don't have enough top players that are pros to like really push each other to the point that like Sandstorm is at now.
I mean, they've got a good
my opinion.
they've got a good community scene, I believe.
1000%, one of the
team.
best.
There's a ton of different tournaments like that are ran like grassroots, but
I think
Yeah,
like
I mean-
Brazil's like as a region, like I'm not saying that they're better than Europe. I think there's way better players in Europe, but like as a community, their community's better than Europe. So much better.
so I actually have
Yeah.
I have a
Yeah,
friend. He's a pro Paladins player,
Hmm.
and I want to bring this up because it's actually a really fair point. Is I went to a tournament with him like 3 years ago. He was a pro Paladins player,
Yep.
right? And he shows up to tournament, and he's like probably one of the top 3 best teams in the world, and he's like, wow, I've never played on 144 hertz. And I was like, how many frames were you playing on as a pro? And he's like, I was playing on like 50 to 60 hertz at around 40 frames. I'm like,
Sorry, who is this
I was like,
god?
"What?" Huh? His name is Aries, and
Oh my
he
God.
what do you call it? He
Sounds like Pierre.
played on a laptop as well.
What?
So the point I'm trying to get at here is I think some different regions and such, like obviously they can't sometimes get the best hardware as like other places, right? So all these different regions, like we just got to keep their situation in mind as well when it comes to like equipment and stuff
For sure.
like that. So honestly, if South America can start getting up there, that'd be pretty sick to see.
If LAN events happened and enough South America players went to them, then like who knows, they could be the best region in the world. But
Yeah.
like at this point you can't really like prove it or know that, and just looking at past experience, Fiend is a phenomenal player, but he just hasn't had success in ones on LAN. And by success I mean like top 8.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of deviated a little bit. But Munin, Sigs, and reveals. Yeah, Munin. We didn't even talk about the Sigs really. I talked about my opinion on the stats and character. I don't think she's gonna be that good, but like the Sigs look good. The Scythe end Sig I think is cool. I think it looks good. Scythe side Sig could be either broken or bad. I think it's one
The
of the two.
D-Sig looks insane on side.
Scythe D. Oh yeah, that's insane. That's broken.
So good.
It looks like a better like Ragnar Qatar D Sig, but like instead
Yeah.
you like fade away.
The neutral
Yeah.
bow sig looks very similar to
The
like
Kojis.
a Koji or what was the
Mhm.
other one? The other bow
Vector.
player.
Vector.
No, not Vector. It was the angel looking guy. Dude, I forget some of the legends names.
What?
sometimes.
Angel?
Looking guy?
No, like the
Oh, Zerial.
Zerial. Yeah, you know how he shoots the bow in the air? I
Yeah,
think
but it's like Zerial's is like this kind of like you know,
yeah,
angle.
I feel
It's
like
not
closest
like
to Koji Bo and Sig.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
seems pretty similar, which is really cool because
Yeah.
I used to be a Koji main. But
Mhm.
fun fact.
Fun fact.
right?
Fun fact.
Fun fact.
Yeah,
but
you're a
I was
plat
a-
There
Koji
you
main.
go.
I remember.
I was a gold Koji main.
No, you played until
actually.
plat. I think you hit
Yeah.
diamond with Koji, and then you like stopped.
Nice. No, I hit diamond with Bryn. Fun fact.
Okay, you're plat with Koji. then
I was
at the time.
EU before I even knew it.
What?
You know.
You played on
EU
EU?
mains. No, I was.
He
thinking
plays
of
Bryn
he
constantly.
played-
Oh, I thought you meant like
Dude, this
The
guy's
joke
an
was-
joke went right over, bro. I
Yeah.
thought you played on like EU servers by accident. I was about to call you stupid, but
No, that sounds like something you would do.
Nah, you're
actually.
stupid.
nah, that sounds like something
swear
I do
you've done that before. Do you
intentionally.
remember that one time? You were like, I'm lagging. What? I'm lagging. I'm
It's probably on like US Westers. Oh, sometimes I'll like record a video and like I'll like stay on one region to like. Once I played on EU and I went 54-0 to diamond back in like 2017 for fun. So like if that happens and I'm just playing games on EU, then maybe I'll forget to switch it. But like, I'm never like
Love-
constantly on it.
I love how this guy just remembers. Yeah, it was specifically 54.
Oh, I was.
2017.
I have a screenshot. I have proof.
God.
It was so funny. I think it's somewhere on my
Put it on
Twitter.
Twitter.
I did.
Yeah, there we go.
I definitely did. But what other SIG? So we talked about the scythe. The bow, yeah, bow end SIG looks like a Koji end SIG. I think it looks worse than Koji end SIG because like it's wider, yeah, but I don't think it really matters. It just doesn't have as much range vertically, so I think it's a bit worse. What is bow side SIG has like those arrows going down. It looks like a better vector D SIG.
Yeah.
I have no idea if it's actually like it kind of looks like a Qatar D SIG on Caspian. MegD said that. And then the down sig looks like a work in progress in my opinion. If they release that down sig, that has like no animation. I have no idea what those hitboxes are. It looks broken.
Yeah, you know what they should do in the dev streams? They should like show with the hitbox. That would be cool.
I don't think enough people actually care about it.
Yeah, most of them are like, yeah, they.
It's like
It
you're
looks
catering to the
awesome.
point like 1%. It's also like if the hitboxing's bad, it makes BMG look bad. And it's
Then
also
don't make it bad.
well, it's a work in progress. It's not releasing for a month.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
kind of
true.
see that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
That's fair actually.
So character's cool. We have no idea if it's good or not. Two pros think something else, and we'll see.
Hey, I saw Phazon on Twitter said he's gonna main Munin
Exactly.
if
Yeah.
it's legal for
That's why I
BCX.
asked. But it's
FaZe
not
is gonna
be
main
legal
Munin?
on BCX.
Interesting.
Yeah, by
But he
BCX.
tweeted.
That's what he said on Twitter.
His scythe is great. It'd probably be a good
Yeah.
pick. He's been playing Mordex a lot. Yeah, I get that. That makes sense if I was Phazon, because he's been playing a lot of Mordex.
Oh yeah. No, his scythe is insane.
Yeah. Okay. Quick shout out, since we're like halfway done the podcast. Obey Brawlhalla. Check out Obey Alliance on YouTube. We posted a Team Taj recently. It's really, really cool. Shout out to Good Kid supplying us with the music. And yeah, go check that out. We're going to actually link it down below on YouTube. So if you're not on YouTube, go to YouTube. Click the link down below. And check out Obey's Team Taj. I'm in it. Karma's in it. Other people are in it that you might actually know. Like
Is Karma.
Rex is in it if you
fucking-
watch Rex.
it's a banger.
It's a banger.
It's a banger.
It's a good
That's what
start.
like.
And there's bangers to come, so stay
Yeah.
subscribed to both this and
Yeah.
Obey Alliance. Okay. Next thing. Sorry about the cut. We are back and we're about to get into the spiciest section of this podcast. So we got a guest, okay? Some of you guys probably know the guest. Some of you guys might not know the guest. And if you don't know who this guest is, like I don't know how you don't know who MegD is, because this guy's an absolute legend. But I may as well let the man himself explain who he is. So MegD, who are you? Just like, I don't know, give us information.
My name is MegD. I'm obviously a top 10 PR Brawlhalla player. The
It
dude,
sounds like the
Cosmetics.
opening.
I don't know what to say.
Okay, that's all you are.
Like
How do you
dating
answer
show.
who are
Like,
you?
You,
How do you
I'm
answer who
single.
I don't know. Put your like house
Stuff like
address,
that.
last three numbers on your
That's a
credit
bad
card.
question.
You know.
That's a bad
Favorite
question.
color.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we got a Brawlhalla pro here. Who do you main in Brawlhalla?
I play Asuri.
No Ember.
Asuri and Ember, sure.
Okay. You're cheating on Ember with the Surrey, I swear.
Recently I've been liking Asuri, man.
That's fair. You beat me on a Surrey. I'm still sad, dude. I should have beaten you. I beat you in neutral and just couldn't kill. Oh my god.
Nah, that was like really easy for me, honestly.
Oh sure. You have to like we have to like reverse two stock that game and you freaking won. Bro, Lance
Yeah,
can't kill.
dude.
You're like so far away from me horizontally. I need to stare you, and if you're too far away, I can't stare you.
Wait, yo, I have a crazy idea. You
Mhm.
throw the lance and you pick up the hammer and then kill me.
Yeah,
Yo,
the
that's
thing
a-
is,
Yo.
you're talking
He's
to
all- he's
somebody
all-
that doesn't know how to play hammer.
Exactly. Then get good, nerd. Just kill it.
Nah, I can.
What's this transition? This
I don't
is
know.
the wackest transition.
Don't worry
Yo,
about
who's
it.
MegD?
Who are you? But yeah. So MegD Brawlhalla Pro. Anything else? Like I don't know. Give us some like information on life. You play any sports?
I did play basketball in high school, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sick.
Just high school basketball.
Yeah.
Nice.
See, we're at a point now where everyone knows who MegD is. It just feels stupid asking who.
Well, we gotta get the personal question. How old are you, MegD? How old are you?
I'm 18.
Okay, a lot of people probably didn't know that. So he is 18 years. Wait, so you were born in
18,
2002, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
O2.
O2. So we're the same
Oh,
age.
oh,
I'm
it's the
like,
same age. Okay.
yeah.
Oh, so you have a late birthday. When's your birthday?
October
Oh,
21st.
Yeah, you guys are near
okay.
each other.
Oh yeah, we.
So,
your birthday.
MegD, I want to ask you, how did you get into Brawlhalla, and kind of what was your transition like into, wanting to be a pro? Like, at one point were you just like, okay, hey, I could actually go pro in this? Kind of tell me, how you got in the game, and then what was your transition like to kind of being in the pro scene, and what was that like?
Well, how I got into the game was one night I used to play on PlayStation, right? And so me and my
Mhm.
friends were looking at the free to play section on the PlayStation Store, and so we found Brawlhalla. I'm sure like a lot of people found the game this way, and we said, "Oh, like this looks like Super Smash Bros. I like Smash Bros. I should play it." So we played with our friends. We just played like free for all. We were just like learning like the controls and stuff. And so I actually liked the game. So all my friends like got off, and I kind of like went into training mode and like learned a bunch of stuff. The next day, I played with my friends, and I like destroyed all of them. And it was like really fun, and so I like stuck with the game. I started ranked. Like the next day, I started playing ranked, and then yeah, a couple months later, like in 2 months, I hit diamond for the first time,
Okay, quick
and
question.
yeah,
How many hours
Yeah.
did it
When
take you
did
to
this
hit
happen?
diamond?
Yeah. Also, when did this happen? Like what year?
March 2018 is when I started.
Oh, okay. That's
Okay.
pretty recent actually.
And like, how many hours did it take for you to hit diamond?
Um,
Like a
I
round.
kn I know it was in my first season, so I'm gonna guess probably like 200 hours, 300.
That's like most pros are like in between like I'd say like 100 and like 600 or 700.
It took me
Didn't Alex hit
900,
it in like
man.
50 hours or something?
Yeah, Alex hit it like almost right away because the dude's
It
built
took
That's
me
different.
insane.
900 hours to get diamond, and Sal's what got like 1,000 hours, and it's still like.
I don't
Okay,
have
yeah,
that.
but he has ranked anxiety.
Yeah.
He just doesn't play ranked.
Yeah, I only played ranked when I
Yeah,
started.
that's what you gotta do.
Okay.
You just gotta only play ranked.
Yeah. So if you want to rank up, stop,
Caring.
playing so much experimental and just play, for kicks.
Your rank straight up doesn't matter. Do you know what matters? Your peak elo. Okay? Your current elo does not matter. Just keep increasing your peak elo. That's all you gotta do. All right?
True, true.
Dang, some kid's gonna watch this and get diamond in like 20 hours.
If your elo is not your
I would
peak
not.
elo, you have no reason to have ranked anxiety.
I see that.
If it's your peak elo, I get it because you might be stressing like, oh, I want to keep winning. But if it's not, then it doesn't matter. You'll eventually get it back if you keep losing. Yeah. Anyways,
So you
mhm.
so you hit diamond, right? You hit diamond in about 2 months, and so at what point, did you start? What kind of tournaments did you start entering into, and what was that like? Like, what were your placements like, and from there, what was your kind of transition into like being a pro? Like, when did you say like, okay, wow, I could actually take this stuff seriously, and start competing at like a high level, and maybe even top 8, right? So what was that kind of experience like?
Well, definitely the part where I realized where I could go pro in this game was when they first added like crossplay, like for PS4 and PC. So when they added that and I could start playing in tournaments, that's when I really started like watching like professional players and watching tournaments and all that. And so when it came out, there was like a tournament. I think it was Call of the Octo Brawl 2019.
Oh, I heard of
That was
that.
the
Yeah.
that was the first tournament I played in, and it was a 2v2 tournament. And crossplay had just come out, like not too long before that, like weeks before it. And so I played on PS4, and I teamed with Hardy MJ, and he was
Oh,
on
you were a
PC.
PS4 nerd with Hardy at the time.
Yeah, yeah. He was
Oh,
on
you were a
PC at
PS4
this
nerd.
point,
Oh,
but
by the
yeah.
way, Sal, just for some context and people watching, Hardy played Sidra and spammed Ensig off stage. I will never forgive him for that. He made me rage quit a couple games, for sure.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Anyways,
But
continue.
But yeah, that was my first tournament, and we got 13th. And after that tournament, I realized, wow, 13th, we were actually 2 sets away from top 8, and that was the first tourney I played. And I honestly like didn't know like a lot of the pros at that time, and like we had like beat like some top players. Like I remember beating Midget, and Cardi told me that he's like a pro, and I had no idea who it was
He
because I
was
did
like a
not
pro.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so yeah, that's when I realized, wow, I could actually play this game competitively.
So, sorry.
Go ahead, Cole.
I was gonna say, so from there, like going from that like semi-pro to pro, like what really made the difference for you, right? How did you make that extra step to where you are now?
That's a good question, actually. Holy, that's a good one.
Well, that's a bit down the line, I would say. So when I really like I felt like I became like a top player was so after BCX 2020, um I made up my mind that like for the next year I'm gonna like try my hardest in this game. So I bought a new monitor in the
Hmm.
off season. I got a 280 hertz monitor. I used to play on
Pay
like
to win,
60
pay to
hertz.
win, pay to win, pay to win. What? Sorry, it's pay to win.
It's a
What? Sorry.
big thing. It's a big thing,
Oh,
honestly.
I know, it's huge.
Hey, to win, I'm
And
on
that
360 hertz and I'm still garbage. What do you
Okay,
mean?
yeah, but like you're see, everybody has like a skill level, right? And depending on how bad you are, that's the more you have to pay to get good, you know?
I
So
see.
you need like 500 hertz.
I'm gonna I'm gonna give the tech on how to go pro. So first you get
Okay.
the 280 hertz monitor. Second thing is you grind every single community tournament. So what I
Amen.
did was I played in every single community tournament, no matter how much money, like in the off season after BCX.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried my hardest to win every single community tournament. And like I
Amen.
played like 8 hours a day, honestly. And then going into the next year, like winters, I felt like I definitely like improved a lot and just grinding that much. That's how I did it, yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
have like a group or anything like that that you kind of went with? Because you said Hardy, right? You were playing with Hardy before you even went pro or even semi-pro, if I'm not mistaken. Was there like a group you kind of associated with that kind of grew? Because like I've seen this like a lot of pros, they kind of go into like niches or not niches, but more like what's I don't know what the word for it is, but like kind of just different groups. Um, like was there a group you kind of identified with when you were kind of climbing, if that makes sense? And if you want to shout them out you can, but did you have a group like that, and is that how were they able to kind of like push you to kind of like that next level?
Yeah, I would say I definitely spent a lot of time like sparring and playing in community tournaments with like Hardy, Java, Pierre, Stingray, people like that are like
Mm-hmm.
the main ones that I played with a lot. That really helped me improve.
And they were all at that time when you met all of them and were a group, were they all uh were they semi pros, were they even not even pros yet, like because I'm curious if being in a group like that can kind of complement the reason why you guys are all pros, like
Yeah, like kind
as
of
like
just playing with each other, getting better,
yeah, being able to
supporting.
learn
Yeah.
and have like a group like that.
Mhm.
Like when did that kind of group not form, but can you give us like a timeline?
I'd say like Stingray was kind of like like he was already a pro because he was like he got like second like winters like the year before. So like Stingray was kind of already the pro. And so he kind of like coached Java and I played with Java a lot and like stuff like that. And I feel like I don't know, us just all playing with each other
Mm-hmm.
is what kind of like made us all like come up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's cool. Hmm.
Yeah. I think you'll see a common trend with everyone who goes pro. It includes playing people that beat you and learning how to beat them and just doing that over and over again and forcing yourself in those situations, be it ranked or community tournaments or being in a friend group and just sparring people. The more you do those types of things, the better you're going to get. And like with the community tournaments as well, like you mentioned how you entered every single one. I did the exact same thing back in like 2017. I remember my first community tournament, like a official one on Smash GG, was this one called Blazinator, if some people remember that. And like
Blazing it.
I went like 0 and 2. I lost to like this Bob Henderson guy. Maybe I won one in like losers. I was like high plat, maybe low diamond at that time. That was my first community tournament. I entered winter champs before that. That was the first ever winter champs. But like after that, I entered every single community tournament. It got to the point that the owner of Blazinator, his name was like Koki T, he made a tournament called the Kozilek Showdown just because I kept playing in those tournaments so much, and then I ended up winning them towards the end. So, like, if you are listening to this and you want to go pro, take it from me and MegD, who did the exact same thing. Play as much ranked as possible, enter in as many community tournaments as possible, try and find friends that are better than you and just like learn how to beat them and just rinse repeat and just engulf yourself in this culture of Brawlhalla, right? you don't necessarily need to be sitting down playing only ranked for 8 hours straight, but just being in a community and like putting as much work as you possibly can without being burnt out. Like that's all you got to do.
And delete Twitter.
No. Get on Twitter.
And buy a high refresh rate monitor.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
it.
buy a 360 hertz monitor.
Mhm.
Get that 4,000 megahertz RAM. Get the hardware. Get the special K out. You know the deal.
Don't
boys.
get special K out. But also with the monitors and stuff like that, don't be discouraged if you don't have that much money and like let's just say you only have a console, for instance. A lot of people started with console and like you just because you have a bad setup doesn't mean you can't go pro. It just means that you need to work a bit harder to go pro. Anyone can go pro. I was mentioning Pierre earlier. You mentioned that guy who like only played 60 hertz and then he went to LAN and hit Ares or whatever karma. I said Pierre right after that because Pierre played on 60 hertz all the way until like what was it, like end of 2020, and then he got like 144 or something like that, and then he like switched back to 60 for BCX, which I find crazy. So like,
Why was that? Do you think?
like, do you know? Not me.
I'm not sure. I honestly don't know, but I do know that yeah, he played BCX on 60 hertz and got 4th place in 2v2.
And he got top 8 in ones. He beat me for top 8.
For once, he was on 240 hertz.
Oh, he was? Okay, never mind. Not cheater.
Okay, you say that while you.
I'm on 240. I know. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
Okay.
What about more with MegD? Obviously we're not gonna get too personal, but like I don't know. You're from Canada, like. I know what part of Canada. Like, do you want to say on?
What,
Nah.
like
You want a social
The
security number as
province?
well? You want his-
Toronto,
Yeah.
Ontario?
We are both from Toronto. We are the 6. But yeah, but dude, Toronto's the best like Brawlhalla center. I swear to God, there's so many good players from Toronto.
For sure, yeah.
Are you guys gonna talk about
Who
if
else
you,
is
you
good
can,
from Toronto?
Zinker.
besides you two?
And Pugsy and
from
I throw.
Toronto?
Yeah. Not Toronto. It's just a little bit out of it, but it's still like GTA.
Oh, GTA.
Yeah.
Zakoi too.
Zakoi.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys can cut this out if you want. I don't know if you guys want to talk about it, but you guys want to talk about you and MegD. You guys are teaming.
We can talk about this. We're not cutting this
Why
You
would
out.
guys
you cut
haven't
that
even
out?
brought it up.
Oh, we're
yet,
like
I
getting
don't
there.
believe.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Mhm.
you guys want to jump into that and kind of talk about the
Teaming so far?
decision behind that, and
I guess I'll talk a bit more because I think like Blue Guys is a phenomenal player, but I'd say it's a bit more controversial for me not playing with Wrench than you not playing with Blue Guys.
Yeah,
I love Wrench, and we are homies, and I will have his back if he needs anything, and I'm there for him. And when lands happen, you bet I'm the first person that wants to hang out with that guy. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna make decisions that I think are for the best in terms of my competitive play. And for a while, Wrench and I haven't had the amount of practice I wish we had. So I don't know. I think if Wrench and I practiced way more, we could be a top 3 team in the world. But we just weren't getting that practice in. So I just kind of made that call, and I wanted to team with someone that would practice a lot. And the amount of work, Magdy, you've been putting in to get pro, bro. We played twos the other day, and I look at this twos wins. You have like 1,200 wins in twos this season. What?
like 1,000. Relax.
No.
200.
No, you're gonna have 200 more by the time the season ends. Like, what?
that's insane. That's a lot.
That's
of,
crazy.
a lot of time.
That's some of the most I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think 100 is a lot for
You-
me.
you are what Cole calls a ranked nutter.
Yeah.
Definitely not the most. I've seen like Luna with 1,800 wins.
You
one
have? Oh my
season.
god.
Yeah.
And now look at Luna, getting better and going pro,
Yeah.
verified on Twitter. So like, I don't know if
Verified on Twitter. Gotta add that.
I know. Like for me, if I want to like become the best Brawlhalla player I can possibly be, if I had the choice between a guy who's playing 1,200 games and a guy who's playing 100 or 200, like I'm gonna pick the guy who's playing 1,200, and especially if that guy is placing equivalent, if not better, in ones too, right? So it's just like anyone in my position probably would have made the same choice, and I think it was obvious at that time. No credit to Wrench. If Wrench puts in that work in twos as much as he does in ones, the dude could be the best player in the world. I think that guy has a magical mind, and I think he is one of the smartest Brawlhalla players I've ever met or talked to on the level of Sandstorm and Boomy, but he just doesn't put in the same amount of work. From what I've seen, I could be wrong. At least in twos, his ones at work ethic has gotten a lot better recently, and it showed the last tournament. He placed what, like third, fourth?
Yeah,
Fourth,
it
I
was
believe,
really
yeah.
Third, I
fun
think.
watching
Yeah.
Wrench play. We were so hyped.
And I'm proud
Oh,
of
yeah.
him.
I
in
was
the Brawlhalla
so
chat,
happy.
just like
We love to
holy,
see it.
Yeah.
that was actually really fun to watch. So I mean, that how you noted that was really good, and it gives a lot of respect to Wrench and what you guys have accomplished,
course.
right? You guys have been competing for such a long time together, and I think one of the biggest highlights of both of you guys competing was, I believe, when you won your first and only major. It was against Wrench.
It was against Wrench.
Right?
Yep. It
So
was
like
his
it's
Wrench
kind
final.
of
Thanks for adding only.
know?
I really appreciate that. At least I have a major win. I'll take it. Plus, the Wrench and I placed second at back-to-back majors in person. And we beat Boomy Sandstorm at Montreal. We just threw Montreal because we were running on 2 or 3 hours of sleep. Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay. And MegD, I'll kind of pick your brain a little bit. Kind of the same way with the whole Coslex and Wrench thing. He was teaming with, was it Blue Guys, right?
Yeah.
For twos. So what kind of made you wanna team with Cole here instead?
Well, me and Blue Guys, we did in Springs, we got like fifth, and I felt like that was like the start of something. I thought it was trending upwards, but the next tournament we ended up doing not as good. We got 13th, so I don't know. I just was having like some questions, and I was like already like thinking about like maybe looking for a new teammate, and then Coslex asked me, and yeah, it just happened like that. I was down.
Yeah.
You guys think you guys think you just have like really good team synergy right now, and is that like a big reason? Like you guys probably sparred a lot and probably saw like, hey, we're doing better than we usually are, right? So like that kind of evolved, I guess, from sparring a lot.
Well, also,
Not
I would
sparring,
say,
but
yeah, a part of it for me, it was also like I played with Coslex in Pro Series. Also, we happened to play on Pro Series, and we played twos together.
Yeah.
And the one time we did play, we won, and we beat like Faison and Zakoi.
We
It
could have
was
done
really
way
good.
better. Our practice, like going into Pro Series, we were playing better than what we actually did live. So
Well, we won.
we
but
won
yeah.
at the end of the day, but dude, I didn't think I was playing well that set. Like I think you and I can destroy together. It just like you were talking about like synergy and stuff, Nick, and like I don't think synergy comes right away for most teams, like 99%. But like if two people have a same work ethic and willing to put in that work and make things happen, like I think that like Megdy and I are like both like-minded in that sense and can like one day win.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I see that. I mean, honestly, I'm actually excited to see kind of what you guys can whip up,
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm pretty excited to start seeing that, come autumn and
Same.
see how you guys do. You got a teammate that's putting, what 1,200 games in a season. You gotta.
I'm gonna
you
start
gotta
doing
compete with
that.
Cole. You gotta.
Magdy, let's play twos right now.
Yeah,
No.
nah. You're saying that right now, Cole.
Yeah, the only thing with like 1,200 games or whatever is like I've gotten to the point where like I've got so much going on with my life, like you can't play 1,200 games that are actually like optimal practice. Like good players only play this game from like 8 p.m. to like 11 p.m. every day I've seen. So like that's
No, yeah, definitely. Definitely a lot of those games were not optimal practice. Definitely.
So like when I practice, I'm almost like always on at those times so I can get the best possible practice I can get. So like my wins might not be as many as you, Megd, and you're probably putting in more work than I am, I wouldn't bet. But like I'm willing to put in that work if we need to. And like you and I have entered every community tournament we've seen so far that has like decent opponents. And like I don't think we did great the last one, but every time we do it, even if the placement isn't identical, I feel like we're improving. We're gonna slowly improve and just work on stuff and figure it out.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, guys. Yeah, I mean I'm pretty excited to kind of see, kind of like the development of that, But yeah, I mean that's all my questions for when it comes to that. But I mean, is there anything else you guys want to bring up or talk about? I think there was. You mentioned. What does MegD mean? To kind of close.
Can I ask one thing before we close that? I gotta ask
Yeah,
one thing.
sure.
Okay, MegD,
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
future, if you had to pick any job in the world, what do you want to be one day?
A job?
Like, yeah, what do you want to do in the future? Because, like, you could say Brawlhalla Pro, but I don't know if that will last. You could say YouTuber, that's a job. But, like, if you had, like, a dream job, right? Like, what do you want to be?
Like, is it do you have to be realistic or genuine, like a dream job?
Plan A and Plan B. How
Yeah,
about that?
sure. Plan A, Plan B.
What do you mean by plan A, plan B?
Plan A could be a Brawlhalla Pro, and if that doesn't work out,
Or, like,
Plan
dream
B.
job or whatever. Plan A is dream
Dream
job.
job.
Plan B is realistic.
Yeah, I would say like a goal could be, you know, to have a job where you're just a Brawlhalla pro slash like YouTuber slash like, you know, like all that, and
Mhm.
that's you can make enough money.
So more
Like a
on, like, the
great job.
content creation and, like, entertainment side. Because being a pro is no
Yeah.
different than being an entertainer. You're providing something entertaining.
Yeah,
the end
yeah,
of the
for
day.
sure.
So is that like your dream job? Not like an actor or anything like that?
No, yeah, if I had to say like an actual
You said
dream job,
acting?
definitely
Oh.
like I always wanted like an NBA player. Like I played basketball in high school, like pretty seriously.
Okay.
But yeah, it obviously never turned out. But yeah, I'd say
Mhm.
that's a dream job.
Okay, cool. And what's your backup? Like, what do you got in mind?
Like a backup after being an
You have
NBA
like
player.
college
Yeah.
in
Let's say
mind,
you let's say
or-
you
Oh.
don't make the NBA, and let's say
Like what my actual, like what I'm actually doing.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm in college for behavioral psychology, and yeah, maybe I could be like a therapist or a guidance counselor or something like that down the line.
Cool.
Yeah, maybe you can give therapy for the guys you beat in tournaments. You know.
Yeah, it's a great
I mean,
idea.
it is a pain to play against you. No offense.
I see, I see.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about this. I don't know who's more frustrating, playing against you or playing against Hardy on Enigma.
Dude, playing as Hardy for me is the most toxic this game gets.
Yeah, that's ironic. The two most toxic. I'm sorry. I'm gonna call you toxic because I love you, but like, your gameplay is so toxic, man. Holy shit, I love
I don't
it,
think
but
it's toxic. I think it's just
it's optimal, but it's like bad
optimal.
optimal.
It's boring to watch, and I'm sure I don't think it's boring to play, but you know, it's just like
Bro, do whatever it takes to win. I respect
do
that.
whatever
Like,
it takes to
if
win, yeah.
running on Lance was the answer, then I would do it. But like, I don't as much anymore because I
well,
don't
spamming
think
on
it's
Nair was the
optimal.
answer for a while, and that's all you did. So.
Yeah, and people complained, and I still did it. I don't
Yeah.
care.
I honestly, when I watch back my sets, I don't find them boring to watch, but maybe I'm biased.
I don't think they're boring
Maybe.
to watch, but play. Oh my god, I'm just like trying to chase you down, and then you'll just like
Yeah.
outrun my Sarah, and then just get a free punish. So it's like kind of difficult.
Yeah, it's pretty frustrating when you're like losing. So yeah, that makes sense.
For sure, for sure. Especially when, like, dude, I'll be honest, you're gonna get some ideas out of this. But if I see the clock on the top right go below 3 minutes, I just get tilted. Like, I cannot play a game that lasts
Yeah.
that long.
I'm gonna keep it real with you, and I want to know what you think about this, Karma. I don't even look at the clock.
I don't know either.
Do you look at the clock when you play? Like,
I mean,
I don't know,
if
is
it's
that
under
a pro
2 minutes,
thing?
then I start looking at it. Like if it's the game's going
Yeah.
a while, then I look at it. But other than that, I don't really pay attention to it at all.
I look at it
Well,
after like 4 minutes, and then I'm like,
Here's
okay.
a story. BCX 2020. I'm fighting Java, and it's game 5, and none of us are really paying attention to the clock. And all of a sudden, you hear the announcer guy going 5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah, we went sudden death in BCX.
I haven't heard of a
Yeah.
sudden death situation in the Brawlhalla tourney in a like since Crocky Eye
Really?
throw.
Yeah, no, it went to sudden death in game 5
Who won?
in BCX.
That's crazy.
He weapon threw me, and I lost.
Good shit on.
That's like
Yeah, I guess.
Bad.
Bad.
How the turntables have turned, you know.
Yeah,
that's,
no.
that's awesome.
Okay. Yeah, that was the last question for me.
Sorry, one more thing.
Sure.
Who was that clip against? Do you know that clip? It was a recent tourney actually. Like, it was on Small Brawl, and you and I don't know who it was, but you were just standing there for like a good 10 seconds.
Me and
Did you notice? It
Faison.
went like it was huge on Twitter.
Yeah, that's
I
Faison,
think
yeah.
it was Faison.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that
Yeah.
was so funny.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he got really tilted at like how I was playing, and I had a big lead and I was up 2-0. He just kind of gave up and would just start standing still.
That's
It was
funny.
funny,
That's
yeah.
fucking hilarious. Yeah, that's so funny.
So I guess that's it. We got the last and final question. A bunch of people probably skipped to this point. Where did MegD come from?
Okay. You guys
Like a
are probably
name, right?
expecting some like crazy answer, but
Of
yeah, my
course.
real life name is just Megdy, but with a Y.
No.
Is it actually?
What?
That's a
Yes.
crazy answer.
Wait,
What?
wait. Did you not know? Did you not know? Wait, Cole, did you not know
No.
your partner's actual name?
No, I didn't
That's
know.
too
I didn't know his
funny.
real name was MegD.
Oh my. Wow, I'm surprised you guys didn't know, but yeah.
What-
My
I didn't
actual name is Megdy, but with a Y at the end. And so
That's why your Twitter's MegD with a Y. Okay.
yeah, and so I just when I made my Brawlhalla name, I just took out the Y and capitalized the D. It was just my idea.
That's sick. That's actually a sick like that was way I did not expect that. Wow. Like I see Cole right now in the share screen. He's like googling.
Yeah, I'm just being honest. Meg with a D instead of like DY. Genius. Freaking genius. I'm gonna give credit where credit is deserved. You're at the top of Google search immediately with a 4-letter word that like is cool. Like you have a genius name. Like Sandstorm, awful name. He is so lucky to be
For real.
the best Brawlhalla player. Like if he wasn't the best Brawlhalla player, the dude would be irrelevant. Like no offense, but like Sandstorm is already a thing. It's a weather
Yeah.
condition. Like Boomy is a great name. Kozilix, I'm gonna give myself some credit. It's a great name. There's nothing that's COSO. I show up on Google search when you look up COSO. The
Just
first thing's
suck your own
Kozilix.
dick,
Oh, I am straight up, right? But I'm also sucking his, you know.
Yo, fun fact: if you look up Cole's name on Google, it
Yo,
says
this
that
podcast just got
he's an
sus.
artist.
Yeah, it says I'm a musical artist. If you look up my name on Google, it shows I'm 50 years old.
Filthy Lanceman, bro.
Look up Kozilix's age on Google, it shows 50.
Is it actually?
Is it actually?
Wait, you're
Maybe.
actually 50?
Oh, maybe it says 19 now. Let me go on like incognito. I remember it was like a meme, and I looked it up, and it was 50. I'm looking this up. Oh, now it says 19. Thank you, esports earnings.
Aw, unfortunate.
That's hilarious.
There's this other website called like Film a
They probably
Feed.
just saw your hairline and thought you were 50.
Birthday 0.
Bro, that was a banger.
Kozlix is a
Zero
popular
line.
Twitch star/channel who has over 10,000 followers. I have like 40,000 followers on Twitch. Thank you very much. Anyways, I'm done.
Anyway, I can actually, if you want me to, I can do the outro.
Oh,
here.
Karma doing the outro. Let's
I'm
see
gonna,
it.
I'm gonna
Let's
pop
go.
off here, and I'll just say thank you guys for watching the Freelo podcast. In the comments below, if you guys have any questions for next time or any guests you guys might want, throw it in the comments
Yeah, we
below.
read your
If you like
comments.
the
Oh,
video,
I do.
I do too. I like the comments.
Yeah.
You know, so we need some ideas for what we want to do next. And if you guys want MegD on another time, let us know as well.
Hmm.
But other than that, thank you guys for coming. Coslex, do you have anything to add? Sahil,
Uh,
MegD.
We're good.
I will say one
Yeah.
thing. For those wondering who are still here and the most dedicated fans, I love you. Okay, we're gonna comment down below. Like, I don't know. MegD is great.
If you can hear
Comment down below.
comment
MegD
down
is
below.
great on YouTube. Okay.
We'll know you're the real one.
I'll heart every
Real,
comment that
for
says
real.
MegD is great. Okay, I got you. But for those who are actually listening and comment that, I do just want to apologize. We didn't upload for like 2 weeks, and I'm just gonna be crystal clear everything that happened. I had the common cold like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks now. So like that episode, like I made a community post, like I couldn't talk properly and like coughing and stuff. So like we couldn't post that week. Last week, okay. We
Last week.
we recorded this podcast, and about 20 or 30 minutes in, I checked my Streamlabs and my microphone wasn't being picked up. And like we also recorded it late because we record these pretty late at night. It's 12:50 a.m. right now. It was probably around the same time last week.
It was 1 a.m.
It was 1 a.m. Yeah. And like I'm like, okay, you know what? I was so out of energy. I'm like, let's not do this today, and we'll just do it on Thursday or Friday. And then Thursday or Friday happened, and we just got busy and whatnot. So we're here now. We took a 2-week break, but we are here to stay. More uploads coming. next week we might do a live stream of the Freelo podcast. So
be
mention
sick.
down below if you want to see that. Maybe we get some live guests. We could do some live gameplay with the podcast too. Like maybe if we bring a pro,
I
we
would
can.
love that.
That'd be really cool.
I've mentioned this in the past before to you, Cole, and you shot it down. So I like how you're bringing this back up now.
Well, like at the very beginning, like we were starting up the podcast, I'm like, okay, let's not do gameplay right away. Let's make it different. But people like gameplay, right? If we get pros, people want to see them play some games. So I get it. I think it'd be cool. Obviously, a mix. You want talking, you want to understand these pros, but a mix would be pretty cool. So if you want to see that, let us know down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. You can sign us off, Nick. Sheesh.
He's gonna say sheesh.
Peace out,
That's it.
people.
Peace. Doo-doo-doo.